Okay, hello. Are we live? Yes, we are. Well, welcome subscribers. This is my lovely wife, the Lady Coach. And you know what? I'm going to make this informal because I'm going to take off the mask because that way you can enjoy her presence a lot more. So I need to go through a few things today. We are coming along on this website. We are really busy, as all this is a lot more work than we thought it was going to be, but it's a lot of fun too. The first thing I wanted to outline was the affiliate code system will probably be working. It could be as early as Friday, and for sure should be ready to go on Monday. We have quite a few people, probably I think 30 or 40 people that have registered a subscription, but they have not paid for it. So if you're one of those people, make sure you pay for the subscription in the next day or two. Once the affiliate code goes in effect, we're not going to have the half price offer anymore. We thought we could do it till the end of the month, but it's just too big a hassle. So we have to go to an easy pricing method. So the half price offer is still good if you've registered. Send your half a Bitcoin. That's all you need to complete the program. What you get with that is you're going to get 15% discount on all of our offers, and you will also get a trading newsletter that I send out. Not every day, but whenever I can get to it, and you'll get the entire history of the trading account, which we started with 2 Bitcoin on February 4th, and it's about, I think we took out 21 Bitcoin, and we have about 3 Bitcoin in there now. So but anyway, we ran 2 into well over 20 Bitcoin and taking that out. I'm just trading with 2 Bitcoin again, because we're so busy with everything else, I can't really concentrate on the trading as I would if I was trading a larger position. But I'm very comfortable with that, and I'm sure we'll do quite well. And I'll be following all the principles that I teach you. I wanted to go through the registration too for this cruise. If you can go to screen share now, Eddie. Okay, we were going to kind of handle everything, and we just figured we can't. So what we're going to do is keep it as simple as possible. And the number one thing is the date, and that's the 19th through the 22nd. You leave from Long Beach, California on a Thursday afternoon, and you arrive Sunday morning back at Long Beach. You spend 1 full day on the cruise. Well, of course, we'll have a conference that day, and also the Thursday night, and then you embark in Ensenada, where we live, and there happens to be a race that weekend, and it's really cool. You disembark right where the race starts, and so we'll be able to watch that and then get back on the ship. It's a way you can come visit Mexico without having to drive in Mexico if you're not comfortable with that or you're not familiar with the country. So it's a good way if you've never been to Mexico to visit it. There's a really cool event going on at the same time. Plus, I hope to put on a top-notch conference. I do have some speakers lined up. So far, I've got Thomas Hunt and Vortex, along with Castusis. Of course, I'll be speaking. Probably my personal attorney will be coming to teach you how to file a small claims court if you need to against one of these exchanges. And what the registration tab for the conference should be up tomorrow. Now, the way it works is you sign up for the conference first. It is very, very limited. Carnival Cruise said it's 60 people, and under no conditions is there any more. I have a suspicion, though, if I fill it up, they might find more room. Apparently, they've changed their cruise ships. They used to kind of somewhat cater to conferences, but now it's just playtime. People want to get on and just have different forms of entertainment. So they're not catering to conferences anymore. This one does have a conference room, but it's very small. And, you know, if I fill it up, then maybe I'll have some negotiating power, but this is our first conference. I want to keep it small. My goal is I want to fill up an entire cruise ship one of these days, and I think that will happen. But we need to walk before we run. And so it's going to be a very, very small cruise, just 60 people. The cost will be 0.05, a 20th of a Bitcoin. As a subscriber, you're going to get a 15% discount from that. And once you register, and we do require that you register first, then you will get a link to Carnival, and then you sign up for the cruise with them and through them. You only need to deposit $100, and I think the balance is due sometime in July. So that's what we require. The important date is May 22nd. We have a special rate through May 22nd, but we have to sell it out by May 22nd. So I'm kind of appealing to you guys, if you think you're going to go, sign up for the cruise, get your conference ticket. You'll get a link, make your deposit for the cruise, and do it all before May 22nd. The sooner the better, because I really, we've been a little lax because we don't have a way that you can do it, but that should be up tomorrow. If you really want to support what we're doing, we will have a VIP ticket. And, make sure you get some extra perks. That'll be a 10th of a Bitcoin. Again, you probably get to eat dinner with my lovely wife and I, or things like that. But at any rate, that's where we're going. That should be up. I'll probably get on and have another YouTube show tomorrow as soon as the thing is up and running. And again, let me emphasize, if you have registered to subscribe for the newsletter and you haven't paid it, be sure you do so ASAP, because once we get this affiliate code going, the 50% discount will no longer be there. And we've changed the terms. I was originally going to make it 15%, a one-time 15% referral, but that didn't really work right, so we made it 10%, but it's 10% of all your referrals, any purchases that your referrals make. So it's actually, you'll be getting a larger referral. The whole theory behind this is Bitcoiners need to have a revenue in Bitcoin, and this is where we're going with it. So this is the beginning. I've got some other really cool ideas that we're working on, but that's where I wanted to start and get going. The next thing I want to cover is this here. There it is. And Ugly Old Goat, Saturday Night Live, and it's going to have the beautiful goat lady and Marcella. That is a real picture of Marcella. She is a bodybuilder. She also is, this is his wife. We also will have at least one other lady here, maybe two. We might have a whole room full of ladies. And if you read the article, let's see. If we go to the Medium article, it's a pretty good story of how this evolved. We went out to dinner after the last Saturday night live, and we just started talking about, how we can get the women's point of view in front of the Bitcoiners. And I said, that should be no problem. I'll just contact the people I know and ask their to have their women participate. And I got the funniest responses. So, and to read this article, I've been complimented on it, so it's a pretty good article. And so, just what do you have planned for Saturday night anyway? I know why I want you to talk. I talked about dollar averaging and how to invest in Bitcoin, but she's has complimented me because she's the one that spends the Bitcoin.
Yeah, I love expanding. Why not? If you make the Bitcoin, I have to spend. And you don't want to be the more rich man in the cemetery, right?
No, I don't want to be the richest man in the cemetery. And this is part of what I teach. It's not just hodling, okay? There's two other elements, and I wrote it. The second element is saving. And by saving, it means, you take some of your Bitcoin as you profit from it, and you buy other assets. I mean, we started with literally nothing.
Yes.
We should show them where you have pictures of your old house, maybe. But anyway.
Somewhere.
But anyway, so we you do have to take a profit, and you want to get a few things for your own comfort and luxury. But the way we've done it is we spent quite a bit on building factories and buying equipment. What did you just buy? You bought something because you didn't make it. Marcella needs a special stitch for her competition, and I guess it takes a special sewing machine just to make that.
Yes, it's for make some teachers, sport teachers. They don't. The people are not comfortable when and are making sports and gym or the racers, and can be some teachers can be uncomfortable, but probably not people understand about that.
Anyway, when you're wearing something like that, I guess the stitches have to be just right, or it can run the
have
wrong
to
way.
be right.
So anyway, and then what we're going to do, if you remember the first Saturday Night Live that we had with Gabriel and Tyler Jenks. Tyler Jenks taught us a lesson. You just tweet out the login, and you get all these people that join in on the dialogue. So yeah. So we're going to do it on purpose. We'll start out with the panel of women of Bitcoin. And then we'll tweet out so the other women of Bitcoin can log in. And your responsibilities, people out there, is, these Bitcoiners really don't want their wives to participate in something like this. But you need to put the pressure on, and there's no excuse. If they're worried about privacy, they can put a meme up, or they can even scramble their voices. But there's no reason why we can't get their point of view in, because I'm sure there's a lot that we can learn. Not only that, but I have a suspicion that we're going to have a lot higher rating than any other Bitcoiner because we have something truly lovely to watch and interesting, different point of view. Because we certainly don't think alike. I mean, my wife and I are definitely on two different planets, but that's also what makes life fun and interesting.
Yeah, because Bitcoin is a business. For me, it's a business. It's a good way to invest and grow the assets the family have, and have some luxury things like my Raptor that I was had last year, and the nice car that we have. I won't say any brand name, but we know my husband teach me a lot. I learn a lot from him, and I know about Bitcoin. I know the basic things because I had to learn. But my view of another side of Bitcoin is how the family, the wives, we interact with about Bitcoin, because we have a husband, but the Bitcoiner have 24, 7, 30, 65 days per year, and we don't have much time with my husband, and I was thinking, okay, what is going on? Is just me? Is just the family? I'm so restricted, or what is going on? But I find there is not just me. Now that I meet more wives at the conference, I know it's not just my complaint. Sometimes it's a big complaint. I know that, and when the men are talking about Bitcoins, about the investment, about the ICOs, and everything, the wives, we are talking about the children, the school, the house, the dogs. We have to go to the market, we have to go the school, some activity on the school, but it's another side of Bitcoin. And that we wanted to share with everybody else, because I'm sure the husband just hear this and don't mind next day. But the wife, as we can see, is not just the own wife. We are all wives, the all Bitcoiners around the world.
And we need to teach the Bitcoiners a lesson too, because I have a suspicion, like I'm really pleased, the last Saturday Night Live we had, it has like 1,800 views, you know, and I'm new at this, we're really new at YouTube, okay, we're really new at this. But I have a suspicion, if you guys get behind us and tweet what's going on, we're gonna get 10,000 views or more, and you know what? It's gonna get the attention of all these Bitcoiners. They're gonna kind of rethink their strategy a little bit on what needs to be done.
Probably, yeah, because, you know, Ugly Old God is not just business, it's Bitcoin, it's what is going on in about Bitcoin and the market and the business. But we have to have some fun too, because use business all the time is not so good.
Right.
We have to have fun sometimes too.
And we have to educate the people that we do business with. That's the wonderful thing too, is that as we are building our assets here in Ensenada, we are introducing Bitcoin to people.
Oh, something that I wanna share with everybody else. I wanna share about for the Carnival Cruise, for the conference. We chose that day because it's the first edition, the off-road in Ensenada. The first edition is Baja 400 and 400 miles.
Yeah, it's a new race that never had
New
this one
race,
before.
yeah. And we want to share with everybody. We love the race. We love the race. That day don't exist nothing. We take care all family with us and stay there at the street in one ranch, full the dust.
Right.
We love camp. We love watch everything, even if we are tired. But we share that.
And
I want
I
to share with everybody else.
promise you, it's going to be a wonderful conference. With a hostess like this, how can it be bad? But
Something else, but if the people don't like the off-road, they can see here just walking out the cruise ship area. You walk probably less than 5 minutes and you will be there at the race, when the race starts. And if the people don't like that, we have a touristic area here. You can have a car per probably 5 minutes or less, and you can enjoy the city. Or can drive the ATVs around the city.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
love that too.
Yeah.
You want to share more
yeah, we
about?
can do that. It's a wonderful place, and then, like I say, we're really hoping we can do this, you know, we need to do the first one, and then we want to do it on a regular basis. And so.
We have the wine, tasting wine too.
Well, this is wine country too, there's just lots of stuff to
So
do
good,
down here.
delicious wine.
So, you know what? I gotta order I lost my passport. I gotta order
yeah,
that
you
order.
had to.
I forgot to do that this week. Okay, well, I think we covered that, and now I wanted to open it up to questions. Eddie, do we have any questions?
Yeah, he's coming.
Okay, and, because this is Ask Ugly Old Goat Anything. And, Eddie, you got any questions for us? Okay. We're not very good at this, so if somebody else is watching the live stream, and, Eddie, you can take it off and put it on us again. I don't know if you've already done that or not. But can you talk about how you view basis and what it takes for you to change your view of basis? Well, basis is real simple. Basis is simply the difference between the futures price and the spot price. And I can actually probably go and see if I can go to, can we go to screen share, Eddie?
Yeah. Oh, David are helping us too.
Okay, screen share, and let's see. let's go to the September futures, okay? So here we are, we've got Bitcoin September futures trading at 59.45, and the spot market is right up here at 60.49. So it's trading 100 points under the basis. Now, to me, that's just extremely bullish. I mean, that's why I have if you look at my position right now, this is the trading account, and I'm long the September futures, and I'm short some Ethereum, which I was short more and covered that before that big pop-up today. Thank goodness I did that. But basically, as long as as long as there's a discount, which is called backwardization, no hedger is going to be hedging the futures. It's just silly to do so. If you're going to be selling, you're going to be selling the spot, and you can actually, if you have the Bitcoin now, you can sell the spot and buy the futures and lock in $100. I mean, virtually risk-free. You have to carry the position, but you're locking in $100. So fundamentally, it's not a technical indicator. It is a fundamental indicator. And what it means is that there's very little or no commercial hedging on the futures market because there's no reason to do it. Instead, people the legitimate hedgers are going to be selling the spot when they can and buying the futures and locking in that difference. Now, when it goes into a contango where it reflects the carrying charge, then you'll see, the commercial users favoring selling the futures rather than selling the spot, and it's a fundamental indicator. It's the way the market works. In September, or you can look at. Let's go to the June. We go to the June. It's $80 under. Well, this expires at the end of June. These two will meet. They will meet by the end of June. And there is if you go into the BitMEX, they are funding the longs. So the longs, that's one reason that this is in a backwardization now. You're actually getting paid. It's not only making money being long, but you're getting paid for being long, which is really unusual situation for the longs. So I answered that one. Let me go back. You can take us out of screen share now and put it back on me. Okay. Ugly. What do you mean by 2-week high in the current week? Isn't moving average or high? Yeah, I just use the 2-week. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I use the 2-week high, and it's the full 2 weeks. And it's just the way I measure trends. And, that was one reason, I thought the Ethereum, normally when it took out the previous week's high, it was a seller, but it also took out the 2-week high. So it means it's stronger than I thought. So I covered my shorts today. And I'll have to write about that. If you want to know about the 2-week highs and the 2-week lows, I'll have to start writing articles. But that's what you'll be getting. If you're a subscriber, I'll go in and try and make that more clear. But basically, I take, for example, let me see. You go to screen share again. Let's see if I can show you. Okay, let's go to look at a weekly. Okay, I don't like this one. Let's go to BitMEX or Bitstamp. Okay, let's go here. Okay. Here's what I'm looking at for 2-week highs and lows. For example, I was very bullish because of basis at the bottom. If you remember the unconfiscatable, I just said no, it's not going to break 3,000. I did get stopped out right at the low, right down in here. Had a big position on, but unfortunately got stopped out. But we went and took out the 2-week high here, and we had to sell off. I think we took, this was 50 or 36.57, and here we went 37.11. So here, this week here, we took out the 2-week high, and then we sold off. I was a big buyer in here, and I was buying all the way. I mean, I trimmed in here. Yeah, I started with 2 Bitcoin, and we ran it into 4 or 5, and finally, by the time this happened, I think I had like 80 Bitcoin or something on, and that's where we made the money. So, and we've never taken out the 2-week low is now down here. And so, I mean, if I had not liquidated my large position, I would just be long down, just follow this up with a stop under this 2-week low. Because you don't know how high this thing's going to go. I mean, this could surprise a lot of people. I always thought that you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we zip through 6 pretty fast, because it looks like we're trapping a lot of people that just got, you know, discouraged here. But, you know, the other thing that you need to keep in mind right now is the exit. And I say that with a lisp and a weak wrist. The exit seems like it's really happening. And the Bitcoin dominance went up to 56% today. If you go here and look at these other alts, now remember, Ethereum this one's based in dollars, so it's kind of following Bitcoin. But if you look at Ethereum priced in Bitcoin, it's a whole different picture. I mean, look at this thing. Let's do the 30-minute. Look at this thing, and we popped up. Look how we popped up there. Boy, I wish I'd seen that. But because I covered all mine, I was short this thing. I'm way back. Let's take a longer view of this thing. And you guys know I had this position on. Okay. I was short up here, and I was short here, and I covered it all right in here. I missed this move down, but boy, it popped up there. But look how it just came right back down. But here it is. Ethereum's, you know, it's holding its own in the dollar-wise, but in compared to Bitcoin, it's losing its shirt. And all of these alts are. I mean, look at Cardano. I mean, look at that. This stuff's all, there's B trash, you know. It doesn't matter which one you look at. The B trash is a little better than the rest, but look, there's EOS. I mean, it's just a joke. I mean, what we've been saying is finally happening, and people are just having a hard time realizing it. Here's Tron. You know, which one? It's like we're having a race to the bottom. Who can get to zero first? So that's another big factor of what's going on. Okay, keep that. Let me get these other ones. What do you mean? Okay, can you talk? Okay, 2-week high. Covered that one. Give me this one. How can we learn about money management and what to do when the price of Bitcoin goes up or down? Well, okay, can you put it back on us? You can take it off screen share now. Okay. My whole system of teaching you guys is money management. And it's the 4 biggest secrets, and I say it 3 times: money management, money management, money management. And if you still having problems with it, if you think you know it, then I got a 4th secret, and that's money management. Because it's the only thing that will keep you in the game. You can be the best technician in the world, but if you screw up once on money management, you can't play. And so that's the principle. And so I use technical indicators, but the whole thing is you want to manage your funds. And for example, you know, I was long and had a really good lick and caught this move. We caught all this move here and did great. I caught this, but I got caught here, and you know what? I got out. Not because I really wanted to, but I had an equity dip I didn't like. And had I stayed with it or doubled down, wow, I could have just made a fortune. And I've done things like that before. But I'm really trying to teach you guys how to trade. and I'm trying to keep I'm trying to avoid any downturns on equity, and because that's what, you know, traders always have a problem with. If you take 2 Bitcoin and you double it 8 times, you make over $1 million. I think it turns into 256 Bitcoin or something like that. So you just have to double your funds 8 times. But I also think you need to take some on the way out. And I say this, you know, large traders become small traders. And if you don't believe that, just look at Jihan Wu. He's not a big trader anymore, or not as big as he used to be. And most small traders stay small traders, but there are some small traders that become very large traders. And if you become a large trader, you need to be wise enough to become a small trader again. And by that I mean you cut down your risk. You don't want to be betting the farm. You know, I guess you can if you're a young guy and you got kahunas, and yeah, I've done that before, but I'm at the point now where I don't even have to trade, okay? I'm taken care of for the rest of my life as long as I'm here. I've got a beautiful family that I'm providing for, and that gives me my purpose in life. Now, I believe in sound money, and so that's my passion, but you know, just the money management is the most important thing. You only want to limit you want to take small losses in large gains and ride it for all that it's worth. And there's, like I say, there's no reason right now, you know, you're long and should be long, and unfortunately I don't have the long position I wish I had on, but I'm in a spread that should work. I'm short the Ether and long the Bitcoin, and the equity's gone up. I started with 2 Bitcoin a few weeks ago, and now it's at a little over 3. So we almost doubled it. I double it. I'll probably, take a little bit out, and we'll try and do it again. So let's see. Okay, how the hell you 10x your Bitcoins? Well, you trade. You have to trade carefully, and you have to know what you're doing. So, and you have to get lucky. But in order to get lucky, you have to be able to trade. So it's not that difficult to do. But it requires a great amount of patience and a great amount of discipline. And that's what I'm here for. I've done it. You saw it. You see that I did it, and you can do it too. So now I'm going to have to see if I can do it again. But that's how I'm going to do it. You do it the same way you do any other business. Let me tell you the story of what I did when I got out of prison. I had nothing, and my second son he was traveling the country, and he had an apartment and a car that didn't run. It was worse than not having a car. And I sold Dish Network, and I really had to, I hustled my buns. I would canvass, go door to door, and then I'd get on the phone in the evening, and I'd go to shows. And the first guy I worked for, he stiffed me. I'm a good salesperson, so I was their top sales guy, within almost immediately. And within 6 weeks, I made about $6,000 or $7,000, $6 or $7 grand, and he wound up stiffing me, for most of it. So, that's part of money management. So I had to recover from that. I went to work for another dealership who was reputable, and I didn't get paid as much, but I was getting paid. And I always worked on straight commission too, and very quickly they saw what I was doing. I was doing more business than the whole rest of the store, and then I asked for a commission raise, and that's why I always started things. Commissions usually start at 25 to 30%, and then once you get really good and can show them what you can do, commissions usually go up to 40, 45%. And so I was, making it, recovering from, not having anything. And I bought one of these little dialers that did, instead of calling, one number, it would call 5 or 6 numbers at a time, so that improved my efficiency. And then I found I had one of these auto dialers. It was just 2 lines, and I used that to sell Dish Network. And I started with 2 lines, and then I went to 4 lines, and then 8, and then 16 to 32, and then I was in San Diego. I moved to San Diego then, and I was in Point Loma, and I had so many lines that they had to put in a T1 because the area I was in, nobody could make a phone call out because I was calling all over the country for Dish Network. And I actually made some of the dealers, top dealers, I worked with dealers all over the country, just a few, but I would send them, when they come in with the new local channels, I would call those areas and tell them to have a truck, and because the local dealer couldn't handle it, they were already swamped. And so they would come in with a truck full of equipment and install the Dish Network. And I actually made a few of the top dealers in the country for Dish Network. So, and that's how you make friends. And I also, I did 11 years in prison, but it was, and I deserve what I got. I'm not complaining about that, but there was a lot of shenanigans that went on. And my prosecutor was thoroughly corrupt, and they used my children in sting operations, they lied to federal claims. I don't believe in our justice system, but make a long story short, he became the Attorney General of Kansas, and he was able to use that dialing system to help take him down, and so I guess in that sense there was sweet revenge. And so that's what I do now. I mean, my business, I started that business in 2004, and I used credit. I had to use credit cards, but I only used the credit cards for equipment. We didn't buy any TVs or anything else. With that credit, it was only to buy more equipment, and so I didn't borrow money unless I was buying equipment that I knew would pay for itself. And so that's how I did that. And then I started doing elections, and now I have a little business. I mean, I'm well established. I don't promote it, but I'm well known. People trust me for the political calls, and I have the ability, if you want to make 1 million calls in an hour, I can do it. And it's all, through platforms now, but, and that's how we're also going to promote Bitcoin and the Ugly Old Goat, is since I'm familiar with that, I have all the business lists. We're going to be calling, within the next few months, we'll be calling every business in the United States and driving them to our website, this website, our Ugly Old Goat or some website, to teach them about Bitcoin. So that's kind of my vision. Again, I'm doing this because it's a lot of fun. I am successful in business, I'm successful in trading, and so the same principles that I'm teaching in trading, I used to start my business first, okay? And when I was introduced to Bitcoin, my business was going, but I was constantly in debt because I was buying equipment all the time. But I saw this Bitcoin as something I just had to get, and it was in August of 2013. It was about $80 or $90, and I couldn't open up a Coinbase account fast enough. And I bought my first Bitcoin under $100. It was an ACH, but I didn't have $1,000 in my account, but I didn't have credit, so they ACH'd. I had the overdraft on my bank account, and that's where it all started. So that's how I started getting into Bitcoin. And that was about 4 years after I met you, right? So she's seen the whole thing and how it works. And that's how we did it. So now we're going to go to the next level and, see where it takes us. Incidentally, on Coinbase, I do have some interesting news. That's going to be coming into the news very soon. Coinbase. Oh, okay. And so just pay attention. I better not say anything about it because I don't know the attorney that I gave the case to. Basically, I wrote the affidavit that for the class action that's pending at Coinbase. And it's going to be settled. It's not as large as we thought it might be, but Coinbase fought us tooth and nail, and that's the sad part. And now I guess they're just fighting over attorney fees, because if they just admitted what they did a year ago, they would have avoided all these attorney fees. Well, now they're screaming about the attorney fees. Well, so sad, too bad, but they should have just come clean to begin with. Coinbase has done a lot for Bitcoin. I don't want to, I don't want to see them wiped out or anything, but they have some really big problems that need to be solved. But we'll address that later. Let's get some more. Okay, I need to get I need 0.4 to get my, I don't know, should I buy or wait? Nobody knows you guys think I know where the market's going. I don't. I react to the market. People ask me, when do you buy Bitcoin? You buy it yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Look at the dollar cost averaging charts that I send you, and just figure that's the worst you can do. So if you've done anything, better than that, if you didn't start buying at the last top, you're going to do at least that well. And if you get so anal about it, you're just going to drive yourself nuts. So, I was a big buyer at, 3,000 when it was at 3,500. I sold it when it was 64. I bought it at 35. Now, I'm long, so I guess I'm still buying it. You saw that I'm long Bitcoin. And I don't know where it's going. I just don't. And nobody does. It's a matter of managing your account, managing yourself. I wish there was like Tone Bay's timing indicator. You need to have one of those built on your personal equity. When you see your equity going up like this, it's time to, to take some profit, to get out. If you some of the sad stories I've heard are youngsters that have been buying Bitcoin, and they just kept hodling, and they never sold anything out, as it went up to 20,000. Well, and then when it went down to 3,000, they're all depressed. Well,
remember the first thing that you told me. The most important thing that I know is that I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Okay. So that question is, I don't know. Okay. How can we learn about money management? Okay, we did that. Ugly. What do you mean? Okay, I think we did it all.
Yeah.
Any more?
Yeah.
No, we got some more questions. So I probably will, hopefully I'll be doing this again, a short one tomorrow, to teach you all how to register for the conference. And again, let me explain that again. We're going to have a page where you register for the conference. The conference will be 0.05 Bitcoin, but you'll get an automatic 15% discount if you're a subscriber, okay? And then when you buy that conference ticket, you will get an email with the instructions on how to get a hold of Carnival. You get a hold of Carnival to make your cruise reservation. It only requires $100 deposit. And so that's what, and it's going to be limited to 60 people. There is a VIP if you want to just support our work, and there's a VIP conference ticket for a tenth of a Bitcoin, so you can do that one too. How do you arbitrate between future and swaps on BitMEX? Please explain with example. You are talking to a super mom, is that mom? To super mom, I get super new. Oh, super new. Well, the way, okay. Right now, if I was going to sell, well, I'm not selling Bitcoin. I'm not going short Bitcoin. I mean, there might be a time where I go lightly short. But when we had that up, we were still at a discount, at a backwardization. So when we went up this last pop from I think we went from 4,000 to 5,000. When we had that pop up, instead of selling the June and the September where I was long, I sold the September, the spot against it, because the perp was actually paying you to be short. So I did that. It doesn't pay you to sell it now, because you're getting penalized if you short. Not only is the market going against you, but you had to pay belongs for the privilege. So I mean, why do you want to do that? You don't. And so instead, what I do is I sold the Ethereum, and one of the main reasons is because the Ethereum was paying a large funding to the shorts, and now it's not doing that right now. But I'll go. Can we go to screen share again for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the position that we have. Okay. And if you look, now I've got a little loss in this position. If you see, I'm short from 167.65 average and have a little loss. But if you look at my trading, we've taken out 2 Bitcoin on trading back and forth on Ethereum. And I've only gone short. And so I have taken profits out of there. And right now I'm just leaning a little long the Bitcoin against the short Ethereum. Now the reason I'm doing that is if you go here and look at the Ethereum, and we go down here and look at the funding. I need to go. Ethereum. I go to perpetual. Okay, here's the funding. Now, in an hour, I'm going to get paid that percent of my account. Okay, and so I would rather be short, and plus I'm just bearish. Fundamentally, Ethereum should continue to underperform Bitcoin. So if anything, I might be, and I think we're at 9 on some things. I might be looking to sell some more Ethereum, but I'm not doing anything right now. I don't want to be trading a lot because we're so busy doing everything else. I just can't focus on it. But that's how I do it, and so it's a way that, for example, I can be long a market, and that's what I was doing on the way up. I was actually long the futures and short the nearby, so I was still long, but I was getting paid for being long, and so that's a great situation, and that was part of how the 2 Bitcoin was run into over 20 Bitcoin. Do you ever go long ETH USD? No, I'm not. I think the big trend is, the exit, and that's the big trend. I think it's going to keep happening. There's no reason, I don't own any Ethereum. I don't own, the only coins I think I have somewhere, I still got some Counterparty somewhere, and I got a little bit of Monero, but I'm a Bitcoin standard bearer. I learned that lesson, and everybody needs to go through that and learn it. But the standard is going to be on Bitcoin, and we need to build on that standard. And that's what we're doing here. I'm hodling Bitcoin. I'm saving it. As I profit in Bitcoin, I'm selling it for other assets. These other assets I'm building. This website is our building. This is how, we're doing what we believe in. I'm doing what I love. And at the same time, I'm getting paid to do it. And thank you guys for supporting me. And that's why I want to bring this back to you and get this referral code going, because once you can get a revenue stream in Bitcoin, you'll figure out your own way to do it. If I can do this, you can too. I'm no rocket science. Okay. And if you are long right now, any ideas where you would consider having a goat stop to double down and where you would consider trimming. I would be considered trimming it right in here, but the way I trim is, I would rather, you trim just to trim. If you started getting some timing indicators, let's see if we have some timing indicators. Let's see if we can look at some of that. Okay, so here's the F. Look, we had right in here, this, I don't think this thing's going anywhere. I really don't. Here's let's look at the 1 hour. Here we go. There's an 8 there, but here's the big one. Look at this daily. Oops, not daily. Yeah, here it is. You got a 9 up here. We really haven't done anything. We still haven't gone up to that 180. I mean, if I wasn't here and working on doing this show, I probably would have sold back up here. I don't know how high we went, but it looks like, yeah. It looks like we went up to, I don't know. Let's go see what we have here, how high we went. Yeah, I mean, let's look at this. Oh, there you go. That looks like a pretty decent trim. I'll tell you, if you haven't ever looked at it, here's a good way to learn good way to measure how to trim. If you haven't ever looked at this, just go to this, go to the SKU. This is really good if it pops up. Where to trim? Here. Look at that. Now look at that. We had this sell-off this morning and today, and it was so quick. It was 2 minutes. But look at how we ran those stops and just creamed everybody. And I think, let's see, this is, these are the buy liquidations. These are sell liquidations. So this is probably the last one up. So yeah, we had one and then this one followed. But when you see this happening, that's when you see like that happen. Look, there's a liquidation of 6.5 million. Yeah, see, when these guys are blowing out, that's when you want to be in there. But a lot of times it's a fast market and you can't get in. So you kind of have to say, oh, well, where would I, where's the extreme market? So sometimes what I do, and I didn't have them in this time, but sometimes I'll have prices in extreme, stupid places, because if the market pops there, you'll get filled. Like, for example, I mean, I couldn't believe, and I wasn't looking in September because I was concentrating and shorting F, but if you look at, let's see. I don't know if I can get into BitMEX now. Let's see if I can get in there. All right, so let's go look at the September. I thought this blew me away when I saw this today. Let's see, we go to 30 minutes. Look at this. Look what we did here. We ran up, looked like we were breaking out, and we cleaned everybody's whistle. Now that's just the way the markets work. That's just the way, I mean, it's classic. Now we go to a minute chart on this. Boom, look at this thing. This thing broke out. Everybody, oh, we're going now. And then, but all we did, people have stops. Oh, they put stops where and that's why I don't use stops, because you can't. They're gonna find them out. But yeah, there was no reason. This is September futures. Could have bought it under 57, but you had to have them order in there, because if you go, it only lasted for 2 minutes. Okay, it recovered and then went down there a second time and never let you in. So there's no magic to it. It's not magic. It's there's no magic points. There just aren't any magic points. There's no magic. The market's going there, going there. I don't know where the market's going. I don't have a clue. The question is not where's the market going, but what are you going to do if it gets there? Well, if it got to 57, I would have been a buyer, but I didn't have any orders down there, so that wasn't very smart. what exchange can we use to trade BTC if we live in the US? I don't know. I can't tell you which one to use. I really don't know. I can't give a recommendation. So, I ask around and, try them out, see which one you like. I've traded on Kraken, and I never liked it. And I traded on Coinbase, and, they gave me the runner, and it was a bad experience. So I have not had a good experience on US exchanges. So that's where I'll leave it. But I haven't traded on all of them, and I kind of just stopped trading on the exchanges. I used to do a lot of arbitrage, between the different markets, but it got to be such a hassle. I've had 5 or 6 bank accounts closed, and so I don't do it anymore. And I want to focus not so much on my trading, but I really want to develop on getting the economy on a Bitcoin standard. So that's where my emphasis is. I mean the FUSD on BitMEX to earn. Okay. Well, that's what I did. I mean, I'm long, if you look at my position, I am long the September futures because it's at a steep backwardization, and I am short the Ethereum because it's a way that I can earn the funding, although the funding is not as much as it was when it was the last week or two, but it still has a funding that favors the shorts. So, anything else? Is that it? Do we have any more? It's 8 o'clock. We've been going for an hour. I don't want to keep these dragging on and on. Again, I get the website going. We'll probably do another one tomorrow to get you signed up for the conference. I promise you it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be very small, and that's fine because we're not ready for anything big right now. We have to take everything slow. I just have a few people working for me, maybe mainly my family. I contract out a lot of this stuff, and this is all new for me. So, but we are going to build. A&E say built that beautiful Saturday Night Live set for us. Incidentally, I had somebody ask us, they said, you need to rebuild the set that's in the picture, the picture.
Oh, yeah.
So someday we'll do that, but
Someday we will.
we'll probably have to buy, if we're a success, we'll go and actually build a studio. We'll buy another house just for a studio. But everything has to fly on its own, and we just have to do everything one step at a time. Oh, just for your information, I picked up, I was amazed that I could get it, but I got a domain called Bitcoin Tether .io, because when we issue these affiliates credits, it really is a credit, and we're not going to let you it's not going to be like an exchange where you can withdraw it every day. We'll probably, because we don't have the staff, we'll probably say, hey, you want to take your Bitcoin out, you can take it, we'll send it to your address maybe once a month. You give us a 48-hour notice, and then we'll send them all out. Or you can buy anything on our website. But it really is a credit. So I'm also thinking we'll create a Bitcoin Tether, because it really is. It's you're building credit on the Bitcoin standard. It's tethered to Bitcoin. And there's no reason why this tethering can't be used by other entrepreneurs. So, you accept my tether. And my development, again, where I see this thing going is it's a clearinghouse, not really an exchange, but a clearinghouse. And the merchants will keep each other honest, and will actually devise a way that you can send Bitcoin or Bitcoin Tether credits all around free, because the merchants are going to pay for it. Now, at any time, you can take those and get the real thing. Okay, I don't know how this is going to evolve, but that's what's so fun about this. You know, E.C. Harwood said, "Hey, it's a lost art." He said, "It's the lost art of sound commercial banking." And what it, you know, I don't have much time. I might just have a year left. I might have 5. I might have 10. But I'm having a blast. And you youngsters out there, the opportunity and that you can do, and the innovation that you can do on Bitcoin, it's just going to be phenomenal. And so I encourage you, you know, think about those things. And I'm going to do my thing, and hopefully it will help you do your thing. But to me, the future of Bitcoin is going to be entrepreneurs. And there's 2 kinds of entrepreneurs. There's those that have Bitcoin and those that don't. And those of us that have Bitcoin, it's really our responsibility and job to introduce Bitcoin to those entrepreneurs that do. And you know what? I found that, you know, people that get Bitcoin are usually the people I want to do business with anyway. I try and choose who I do business with. When I first started with, you know, in the business of auto dialing and Dish Network even, I couldn't choose. I had to take the first thing that came along. But now, you know, I don't take everybody as a client. I choose who I do business with, because it's not worth it, you know, doing business with people that have no integrity. And so I see a very sound economy building in the years ahead on Bitcoin and on the Bitcoin standard. And so that's where we're working. Well, that's enough for tonight. I haven't eaten yet, and so one of the things that we need to do is spend more time with my wife. And you know what? Doing this reminds me of that, because, you know, I tend to get focused on everything and just forget all the real important things, which are, you know, our 4 children and 2 grandchildren. So
2 grandchildren here in Mexico.
yeah, 2 in Mexico. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the United States, but I have 2 here in Mexico, and we have a full house here and a lot of activities. So that's the other thing too. You know, you need to have something. There's more to life than Bitcoin, and your purpose in life is not Bitcoin. But if you want to, the best way you can protect your family is to help develop sound money on Bitcoin. That will help not just your family, but it will also help the entire world. And that's where we're going. And that's, I'm excited to see where it goes. Pass that Saturday, Women in Bitcoin, Saturday Night Live. You can pass on this video if you want, or whatever. Just get the message out there. If you follow somebody on that's a bit, you know, that's a Bitcoiner, and you have a high regard for them, say, hey, you know what? You need to get the woman in your life to log in on Saturday night, and we'll see what happens. This should be lots of fun. I'm taking an arrow for you guys. So.
And I'm so excited.
Okay, so long, and thank you all for visiting us. All right, are we done, Eddie?